Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horror Vision Horror Podcast. My name is Sean,
And I'm Missy.
and we are going to give you a spoiler-free review of Hepatitis the movie. That's right, Iron Lung, which I have dubbed Hepatitis the movie because there's more fucking blood in it than you can shake a stick at. And I'm sorry, but yeah, you'd have hepatitis, all strains, among other things. There was going to be three of us on this podcast. Anthony was also going to join us about 30 minutes into the movie. You saw it first and you texted when you got out. I was about 30 minutes from going in, and you gave me a little bit of a warning. I went in, I sat down. After about 30 minutes, I literally got up, I walked out of the theater, turned my phone on, and texted Anthony. I said, if yours hasn't started, don't go. Don't go. Just don't bother. Turned my phone back off, went back in, sat through the whole movie. It was definitely an endurance test. There's no way you could fucking spoil this movie, so I think we could just talk freely. But Missy, tell me about your viewing experience.
I wanted to I wanted to see Send Help, so I went to see that first. And that's fun, which I'd recommend seeing in a theater. Then I saw this one. I have no background with this game or anything like that. I went in blind, which is how I like to see movies anyways. Um, it is 2 hours and 7 minutes long, and I felt them. I I was bored out of my skin with this movie. I felt like it felt very flat and one dimensional. It's one of those stories where it's one guy in one place through the whole thing, and those are really hard. Like, they've got to be done exceptionally well, or they end up being boring.
I feel like
Um,
usually they like the one with Tom Hardy. I think it's called Lock, where he's in a car driving. He's like a
yeah,
foreman for like that's extremely well done. Like riveting
it
fucking
is.
movie, right? Um, Hitchcock's Rope is two guys in a room. That's slightly different, but that's awesome. There's at least one other one man movie. I can't think of what it
Yeah,
is.
there's a couple, but they're few and far between. More often
Yeah,
than not, they end up being boring. And I mean, when I was watching this, it straight up felt like I was watching someone play a video game.
I think that was the intention.
I think it was too. My friend was telling me that her kid is really into the YouTuber Markipliar, um, or Mark Fishback, who wrote, directed, and starred in this movie.
Co-wrote with Dave Szymanski, if I'm saying that right, the guy that actually created the original video
Yeah,
game.
and a lot of people have watched him play this game online. So, I mean, I guess that's the point. That's fine. It's not for me, it's for them. But I
Right.
felt like I was watching somebody play a video game the way he was finding these clues and whatnot, and it just felt flat and boring and definitely not for me. It had a good turnout at the theater, so I maybe maybe it'll find its people and it'll be what they're hoping for. Again, I have no background with it, so it I have no connection to it at all. But it was long. It felt long and boring, and if we weren't planning to talk about it on the show, I'd have probably just skipped out
Hmm.
like halfway through. Since I have the movie pass, I'd have
Yeah,
just left.
right.
It just was not for me. That's fine. If you're into the game, the YouTuber, you want to support it, go for it. Support it.
Yeah.
Check it out. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe it's for you. And there's just a disconnect, but I didn't like it. Not for me.
So first of all, I feel like we maybe need to put a moratorium on movies that are adaptations of video games or by YouTubers, because I don't know that anybody on this podcast likes any of that. I felt like I dodged a bullet not seeing Silent Bill last week.
I liked Silent Hill better. I mean, it was not great. I like the original one and I like the game, but it was fine. I would watch it again. Like I wouldn't add it to my collection, but if it was on streaming and I was in the mood, I'd watch it again. I
Okay.
wouldn't watch this again.
No, nor would I. This movie is, like you said, 2 hours and 7 minutes long. And I knew that because of your text going in. If I didn't know that, I would have thought this was close to 3 hours long. No bullshit.
Yeah, it felt like it was never going to end.
There's something about the translation of people that or that create content for YouTube, filtering it up to a movie. And I look at it like this. Okay, in like 2006 or 7, the guys that made Aqua Teen Hunger Force were asked to make a full-length Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. And they were like, you want us to make a like a 90-minute movie? Because you've seen what we do, right? You've seen what we do? Yeah, we want you to do that, but as a movie. Okay. And I remember sitting through it, and I sat all the way through it, but it took a lot of willpower. And I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but
Oh,
they're
I
12
don't.
minutes long. They're 12
Right.
minutes long. And and they were well aware, the creators were well aware that they're taking something that works in like a 12 to 15-minute window and stretching it to 90 minutes, and it's not going to work. And I sat through it just because I thought that it was cool that they stuck to their guns and were like, you asked for it, here you go, fuckhead. I mean, there you go. But they did it intentionally. So I thought of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force while I was watching this. I think I might have reviewed my entire life while I was watching this, honestly.
Right?
But I also thought of there's a YouTube thing that my friends Maddie and Kent, the Tori sister and her boyfriend, showed me a couple years ago called Backrooms. It's by a guy named Kane Parsons, and it's going to be a movie. A24 signed him. And I don't know how to explain it. We got high and watched a bunch of it, and I liked it. But I have a feeling when the movie comes out, I'll go see the movie. I'm going to tell everybody else on this podcast, do not come and see this movie, because I don't know that I'll like it. Because the thing is, YouTube, it's shorter episodes, and people pause it, people talk over it, whatever. So when you take creators that are used to making in that headspace in that form, and you put it on screen, there's some like I don't know how nobody that was producing or editing was like, dude, we got to cut this weight. Like, I mean, there's just so much shit in this movie where I'm like, nothing happened. Like there was this thing like, oh, something's gonna happen, and literally nothing happens. There's
Nope.
so much that could have been cut out. And I liked a lot of the visuals. It's analog technology. It's like analog
like
sci-fi porn is what this is. Analog sci-fi porn. It's just all this analog sci-fi shit, right? And it looks great on screen. The blood looks great. I think Markipliar, Mark Fishbeck, I think he's got a great voice. I think he did a good job acting for the most part. There's a bunch of stuff with that squawk box that he's talking to where I'm like, they're inventing dramatic stuff that's just not there at all for me, and it's got a little bit goofy, but I thought he did a pretty good job. Really interesting, like half the time when he speaks very quietly. But it still comes through, and that helps his performance. And I thought there were a few times when I felt it was a little bit much, but overall, I thought he did a good job. But the thing is, it was 2 hours and 7 minutes of that. It just didn't need to be that long. They could have gotten to the point, and it would have been tighter and played a lot better. But this it's up its own ass.
Yeah, I mean, him talking to the squawk box and whatnot, I mean, I feel like that probably came directly out, like, that's probably stuff directly out of the game. It feels very video gamey.
It absolutely. And the other thing, there's a point where they're like, okay, go do this, and in 30 minutes we'll get you. And if you miss
Hmm.
your window, you're fucked, right? And I was like, oh God, is it going to be 30 minutes real time? And I'm pretty sure it fucking was. And it was really late in the movie. I was like, guys, what are you doing? Um,
I mean, I remember that. I didn't realize that it was 30 minutes, but I think I had the same thought. And it just, at that point, I think I was mentally kind of checked out on it.
I was going back and forth because there were things about it I liked, but they would appear and disappear, and I'd get angry again, right? Or I'd be like, oh come on, what the fuck? It's very interesting, but it is not. I mean, gee, 2 hours and 7 minutes of it's just it should not be. And it reminds me of Skinamarink too, where like I've seen some of the director of that escapes. He escapes me, but he's a YouTuber that also got a chance to make a movie, right? And
Okay.
his short form stuff is really interesting because it's those weird images and tonal visuals that he does, but in really short chunks. So they never
Okay.
overstay their welcome, and some of them are really mesmerizing. But once you turn it
Okay.
into a movie, it's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's like this doesn't work at this length, guys. So
I mean, some people really liked that movie. I was not one
yeah,
of them. I
same.
tapped out. I made it, I think, 20 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I know what this is. I'm glad you got your movie made. Not for me.
I mean, it's the thing is, if people like, I think the studios don't know how to adapt. It's like I always think of like when quote unquote grunge broke, right? It's like there's a bunch of suits watching Kurt Cobain, and they're like, well, I don't know what the kids want anymore. Just sign every fucking band in the world. And they go out and sign all these bands like Butthole Surfers and fucking US Maple and well, they didn't get a major contract, but Ween. And then there's remorse because they're like, wait a minute, why did did nobody listen to the like, well, we just didn't know anymore. And I think that they're giving these YouTube guys these opportunities, but they're like, well, they have a huge audience, so just let them do whatever they're going to do. But it's like, bro, it's not going to translate. Maybe I'm wrong. There were a lot of people in this theater. The thing about this
Right.
movie, I had no connection to it. About a month ago, at least, I saw the poster and I text you guys because I'm like, what
Hmm.
is this? I went home, watched the trailer, barely anything in the trailer, but it reminded me visually what they showed of like Panos Cosmatos.
Okay.
Not an apropos comparison now that I've
No.
seen the movie. But in the trailer, that was, I was like, oh, I text you guys about it. And when I went to get my tickets, I mean, it was like so almost sold out for the whole fucking weekend. And I'm like, no movie does that in Clarksville.
Hmm.
A month in advance, right? And I don't know. There are a lot of people there tonight. I don't know how. I mean, it was a lot of people younger than me, and
Hmm.
usually on a weeknight at 7 or 8 o'clock, there can be some shenanigans and some annoyances. Everybody was fucking silent. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop.
Same thing in my theater. It was very, I went at 5 o'clock. It was the first show. Um, because that's the time that was convenient for me and that lined up so that I could see the other movie. And my theater was like 75% full. Like it was a big theater and it had a lot of people in it, but they weren't reacting. I don't know if they liked it or not. Like
Right, same.
usually if people are super into it, either they're laughing or clapping or something, or if they're pissed off, they'll, yell at the end of the movie. Like nobody said anything. And so, I
I
mean, I'm curious. I'll be curious to talk to my friend after her kid sees it
Yeah,
to
I
see
want to
what they
know.
think. Because I want to know what some, if it connects with the people who are into it. Maybe it's just generational and it's not for us. You know.
Yeah, I would think that I would find that so weird if it is because you think of attention spans waning with the younger generations, and that would mean that. But also it depends. It's like Maybe because if it is beat for beat the video game, maybe they're
Right.
enraptured by how it's following the video game or whatever.
That's what
Whereas
I was
I
just
don't want
gonna
to watch.
say.
And also that guy, so Markiplier, his YouTube channel is one of the biggest and most successful ever. Started in 2012, and it was just him streaming himself playing video games, right? And he got that big. I don't want to watch another person play video
Right.
games. I
Neither do
mean,
I.
there's a couple where I've watched some like playthroughs, but even that, even if it's
Hmm.
a game I like and I can't get very far, which I'm not really a gamer, so that's not often, but I have trouble
Right.
sitting even through that, right?
Hmm. Right. But yeah, I'm not a video gamer either. My husband is, but I'm not. But it seems to be something that their generation does watch a lot of. So, I mean, it might be a generational thing.
That's very interesting. And if you like it, you like it. I'm happy. I mean, coming from our background as people that like movies and being of a certain age and a certain demographic and
It
having
just
a certain pedigree in what we've, grown up with and watched and how we've studied and understand film, this does not work for me at
no,
all.
it didn't.
It worked better than Skinamarink, but not by a lot. But it was still, there were things about it I thought were good, right? I just feel like somebody needs to give him a fucking editor.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing people. I mean, people get a chance.
Yeah.
I hope it is true to where it comes from and that its fans are happy. But from somebody who just loves movies and has no connection to this, I didn't like it.
Yeah. I, it's so weird to me though. Like the back rooms, it's like it's been a couple years, but like when I think about it, like there's not a lot that happens, and but I liked the kind of mood. It's like a tone,
Hmm.
but I can't really picture it as a movie. So I will go see it, but I have a feeling it'll be like this. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Um, but it reminds me of like there so I have a Switch, and the games that I really like are the Puppet Combo or Torture Star games that are they're like 16-bit graphic, and they're all based on old like 80s slashers or like video nasties or whatever. And there's one called, I think it's called Don't Go in the House, and there's like a part in it where you're just walking around, nothing's happening for a long time, but I have literally just sat and like let the screen go for a while because I like it as this environment, this tone. I don't even
Okay.
care with some of those games. I don't even care. Some of them I can beat them, some of them I can't, but I don't even care. I
Hmm.
just like being in the
The
environment.
ambience.
But I
It's
I
how
can
I.
turn it off when you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Like it's in my home and I can turn it off and then go do something else.
Right. I think it's similar probably to the way I feel about Silent Hill. I love the ambience of Silent Hill, and I think it's because I don't play a lot of video games, but when that first that first one came out, it is the first video game that I played through in its entirety because I was that invested in it
That's cool.
that I kept, you know, and it took work because I'm not very good at driving these characters, and I was good
Mm.
at solving the riddles, but I love the ambience of the world.
I think that's the thing here too. I have a feeling that people like the ambience, and
Right.
I just I would have liked a lot of it too if it just had a point and
It
been
felt, yeah,
45 minutes shorter.
it felt like it didn't go anywhere. And actually, afterwards, um, Peter was looking stuff up about this game and told me how the game ended and asked me if the movie ended that way. And I was like, I think so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know what? I literally just in my head as you said that, I was like, how did the movie end? I don't even know.
Yeah, like I'm like, I think that's what happened, but I'm not positive. At that point, I was just like, oh, it's over. Hell yeah, I can go home now. I'm done.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, again, if if you like this YouTuber, you like this game, go see it, support it. It might be for you. I really think it might be a generational thing. Um, Otherwise, like, I didn't like it. There are several other things at the theater that I would recommend you go see instead.
I wished I had seen Bone Temple again instead, or Send Help. So Missy, we'll probably see Send Help and do a review maybe this weekend. But
Okay.
you're like 1 second review. You enjoyed it. People should go see it, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as things in the theater now to go see, Send Help is fun and it's not straight up horror. I think it'll appeal to a wider audience. Like, I feel like that's something I could take my mom to see and she'd like it.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, you could take your parents to that and they'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, Bone Temple, I'd have loved to go see that again. Primate's still in the theater. Primate's rad. Like, I would have loved to see Primate or Bone Temple again over this, but it's
Well,
fine.
sorry.
It's okay.
So we may adopt a moratorium on YouTuber video game. I mean, obviously, it's not to be strictly enforced, but just for my own, like, if I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's based on a video game or it's done by a YouTuber. Let's cool our jets for a minute and figure out what we're walking into first.
Unless it's something, one of us are into. Like, I wanted to see the Silent Hill movie, and so did Anthony.
Right. Oh man. That's Iron Lung, and I'm gonna go back to my Iron Lung. This is Horror Vision. I'm Sean.
And I'm Missy.
When incoming high school senior Lisa McCready's boyfriend and classmates are brutally murdered at a party in the woods, the quiet suburban community of Sundown Hills transforms into a paranoid nightmare. Betrayal, corruption, and dark family secrets push Lisa dead center into a burgeoning class war where rival millionaires plot to steal the town's future between reliance on big oil and the incoming age of legalized weed, electric cars, and social conscience. As she struggles for answers, the killings continue, and Lisa finds the world she knew is little more than a lie to placate the masses and keep a satanic 1% in power. From the demented mind of Sean C. Baker, author of Murder Virus, A Collection of Desires, and Volume 4, comes Black Gloves and Broken Hearts, Teenage Giallo Mystery, available